Who's the Boss segment tonight, a compelling question. What are the biggest threats to America right now? Here now, Fox Business star Lou Dobbs. I have two that might surprise you, but you go first.
All right, I think the first and most immediate threat is the left wing in this country. The liberals that are pervasive throughout our society. Donald Trump President Trump has been talking about for some time the movement that is his and that propelled him to the White House. But there is I think a significantly larger movement right now that reaches from academia to business to media to our public education system. It is absolutely pervasive in our society.
Now, why is it a threat, though? Aren't Americans entitled to have left-wing views if they want to?
Absolutely. It's not a question of of rights. It's a question of a difference in degree here and the animus that has been created by the tactics that they're employing. I didn't mention politics, where we were watching in the U.S. Senate, whether it be the demonstrations against a president who hadn't even been in office, but a matter of hours before there were protests, 500,000 people in the streets of Washington, D.C. It is an animus and an activism that means to destroy, not simply delegitimize a presidency, but to destroy a federal government right now that is under the control of the President of the United States.
Do you think this is organized? You know, we did a story a few weeks back on George Soros funding a lot of these groups that organize the protests. It's, he's here, the money goes to a variety of different groups. The groups dominate social media. They tell people where to go and what to do. So in that way, it is organized. Do you think it's organized beyond that?
Yes, I do. And I think that Soros has created a web that is dedicated to dysfunction, disruption, and deviation from what have been the norms.
The traditional norms of America. He doesn't like the way the country's structured.
He does not. And there is no countervailing influence. The Republican Party is not a countervailing organization in terms of political, economic, social power to that of the Democratic Party and its
yet they lost.
And yet they lost. And
right.
They lost because of one Donald J. Trump. I would submit to you that if it were not for the arrival of a highly energetic, absolutely committed populist, Donald Trump, there is no way the Republicans could have won.
Pretty good. I like that. Now, we're putting aside Al-Qaeda, Iranian nukes, this kind of thing. Obviously, that's a physical threat to all of us. My pick is, and you touched on it, higher education.
Oh.
Okay, because what's happening now is no longer are the colleges and universities in America teaching the Socratic method, which is ancient Greece, Socrates, where you teach children and young adults to be skeptical,
right.
to question, to find knowledge and to find the truth as they see it.
Right.
That's gone. It's indoctrination and propaganda now at about 75% of the major universities. So what are you turning out? You're turning out the very people that you talked about, these zealots who will not even debate. If you disagree with them, you're dangerous, you're evil, you're wrong. And
you're to be destroyed, or you're to be utterly ignored.
You're a racist, or you're a bigot. And you see this on college campuses, that if you are not a student who buys into this far left agenda, they ostracize you. It's harder for you to even function.
And as you watch their control over our society, it moves to public unions, public employee unions.
But they're waning.
But absolutely, but still hold 35% of all union jobs are held in the public sector. But to academia itself, one of the most recent studies shows a ratio of 11-to-1 liberal to conservative or Republican.
Professors.
Absolutely.
Right.
And they inculcate, they indoctrinate, and they're not educated.
And that, down the road, and not too far down the road, is going to cause an enormous problem for this country. Lou Dobbs, everybody. Isn't he a genius? Let's give him a hand. Thank you.